I think one of the key issues is the lack of cash at the farmer level. So they cannot access quality inputs to make sure that they are more productive. That's one aspect. And the second aspect is the lack of market linkages. Because they can produce more, but then, you know, in Congo, the road system, the road network is really in a bad condition, especially in the rural areas. So then even if they produce more, it will be difficult for them to market their production. So what should be done, it's like an integrated approach. You can not only work on the production increase, but also on how to market all these, the food that the people will produce. That's one aspect. The second aspect is also on the environment. You know, Congo is the second biggest forest in the world, and there's a lot of this forest who has been degraded. And at the speed they are going now, we have to be very careful. This forest is not only for Congo, it's for the world. So we really have to be careful for that, not only the Congolese, but also the international community. And currently there is an initiative called CAFI, Central Africa Forest Initiative. It's funded mainly by Norway. And we have some sectoral program, but also integrated program. And in that program, one of the key issues we have to work on is how to make sure the people are committed for long-term impact, like environment or natural resource, while they still have very immediate needs, like food, like school, like hospital, health, etc. So then you have to find a project where you combine direct impact and long-term impact. Otherwise, the people, they will not commit themselves for long-term impact if they don't have a solution for the short term. And for that, we are trying to initiate a project where we combine credit and saving and loan system. Like this, the people, they can have access to the credit and do petty trade and to have everyday revenue. And at the same time, they have to commit to get access to this credit. They have to commit to preserve the natural resources. So like this, we take care of the long-term impact, but giving them opportunity for very short-term impact. So that's the type of work we would like to implement now. But the government of Congo, they've developed what we call the UN Red Plan of investment, and they've convinced, it seemed that it was one of the best in Central Africa, this plan. And that convinced, again, the Norwegian government to invest almost like $200 million for the preservation of these forests. So, and then now we are at the stage of implementation. So there has been a selection process for getting the grants from Norway and the World Bank, I think. And within a few months, the agency will be granted, will start the implementation of that project. So that's something very important. On the value chain, we are working with WFP on what we call the P4P. It's Purchase for Progress, where FAO is supporting the farmers to produce more. And WFP is buying the excess of the production for their humanitarian program. And at the same time, we try to link this producer with a more, let's say, natural market. Because when WFP is buying, it's a bit artificial. It's just to boost the production. But then we also link them directly with the natural market, with the private sector. In fact, we are in Kigali, and Rwanda is one of the countries who has improved their Human Development Index. That's one of the best countries. So here we are talking about technical aspects, but for me what I would like to know is how the government, what is the process that the government has put in place to make sure that all their projects are a success. Because I was coming like every month in Rwanda between 2000 and 2005. And now after 10 years I'm here back just for a workshop, but during the weekend I did 400 kilometers in the rural areas, and I've seen a tremendous change. And that's, I think, one of the only countries in Africa where you can see such a change in few years. So what I would like from that workshop today is to have some people from the government of Rwanda explaining what they have done to make sure that their civil servants are working, to make sure the communities are committed.